Morning. I'm sitting up here in the Bos in the veld, just taking a quick break and having a drink. We're waiting for the borehole truck from Torque Drilling here in the Western Cape. It's about time that we get our borehole sorted. Well, it's a bit of a scary thing because the truck needs to get in on this road. You've seen this road, and once it's in, it's that whole throwing a dice and hoping that they hit water soon enough and that it's a proper yield. But I'll be happy from about 2000. I mean, we don't want to suck the well dry, we just want to have water for operations and then use the fountain just for drinking. Don't know if you can see this bump. It's basically coming down from the rock line. Now this road was just hill and Bertie managed to get it flat into a road, so it's 5,000% better than it was, but trucks still struggle here because this thing runs on a diagonal. Okay, the borehole guys are running a little bit behind schedule. They're doing 2 holes, or they did 2 holes at the previous guy, and they came to bring the contract. And I realized that our access road that I was worried about would be a bit of a dodgy one. So yeah, they did find some issues, and our friendly neighbor Bertie is here with his tractor and scraper, and he's fixing the road for us as much as possible. Quite a bit with the weight of the scraper and the big underlying rock like these. While they're doing the last pass down, that's it. Now it has to work. Kind of already stressed out about finding good water, and now the road stress comes into it as well. The old lady made it up here, old lady Benz. Now we'll see if the drill truck gets up here. So hopefully, otherwise we're in quite a bit of trouble. Good morning again. We resume 6 AM. Walking down to the bad piece of the road again. Gonna do some emergency road works for the drill truck to get up. So as you see, it's a bit of a problem. The neighbor is going to come and help us now. See if we can do something about widening a little bit of the road. Hopefully this works, because if this doesn't work, that truck can't come in. It's going to be a problem, quite a problem. Let's go see what we can do. Looks like I'm first. This is where we left things standing last night. And this is the part of the road that the driver is worried about. And yes, it is close to his side here. It is his call, he knows his machine, so what we're going to try and do is widen a little bit here, fill in these little edges, and then try to get rid of these bumps and rocks on the one edge here. Okay, so it's up, and it was this close to not happening, because last night the driver said the edge is too close, he doesn't want to take a chance. That truck is top heavy and also extremely heavy, so he made the right call. It is his responsibility, but with the help from neighbors and friends, this road was fixed this morning with a lot of work. Okay, they're setting up. This is a fairly large, powerful compressor driven by that 6-cylinder Cummins engine in there, and this produces the air that they need to push out the grit and sand and pieces of rock and everything they drill out from the bottom. They also use that to push out the water out of the hole, which is where all that gunk comes from. So costs, this company quoted us as follows. Okay, so first of all, there's an establishment deposit of 3,000 Rand, and that's at the time of this video. Secondly, there is the reaming. Now the reaming is the first part of the hole, and it basically enlarges the hole while they drill it so that they can fit a casing in. And the casing is needed to support the looser soils and rocks so that the hole does not collapse. Now reaming and casing, reaming is 500 Rand a meter and the casing is 550 Rand a meter. Now that will only be the first 4 or 6 or 12 or 20 meters, then it's done. Then they go to a normal drilling rate, and that is 320 Rand per meter until you get to 100 meters. Then it becomes 400 Rand a meter, and that's the cost. Okay, the guys are now packing up and preparing for a little test. The yield test apparently isn't going to be that easy because the compressed air from this compressor forces the water back into the brakes, and the brakes are apparently very large, so doing a yield test is very difficult, but we're going to try now anyway, and let's see what happens there. And that's about it. That's the gist of it. We needed a borehole, we needed a secondary backup of water. It's nice to have a secondary supply. It's nice to know that we have water that we can use for larger scale irrigation and washing the dogs and filling the dam for swimming. The dam, which we'll show you when we get that. We don't know what to do yet, so open for some ideas. Yeah, I think it was the right move. It's just, you can't just rely on one thing, and you can't just use a finite resource like a spring for everything, and you definitely shouldn't. Some people do, and yeah, that sucks. Borehole guys are done, they packed up. The only thing that remains is a bunch of shale sludge lying around and the actual pipe at the top. So it's up to us now to do or to install a pump. We hit some water at 46, which sounded pretty strong actually, because when you stand at the drill now you can actually hear the water flowing in. And then there was something around 60 and something light around 80, and we kept pushing to around 120. So that is it. I hope you learned something. I sure did from this process. And have a good weekend coming up now, and see you in the next video.